Hey there, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley with you. It's a new week. We're here on a Monday and we're tracking, well, the same kind of typical summer weather. We've got a bug attacking me just above my head. Let's get out of that zone and we'll show you the city of Greensboro here. These bugs love these cameras. For some reason, I don't know why, but it just tickles them to death. We've got ourselves typical summer weather, and what I mean by that, the heat's here. It's not extreme, but it's hot. We also have ourselves with a lot of humidity, and the humidity is something that we're really not going to be able to shake as we go through the rest of the week. It's here, it's going to be here, it's going to stay here. That's just the way that it is, at least for now. Now, as far as rain will get the headlines, but I do not see any day being a washout as we go through the forecast. So something I would caution you is don't stress too badly when you're looking at your weather app. You might get a big old icon that looks like it's going to rain all day, all the time. That's just not the case. We're really not going to see that as we go through the course of this week. There will be storms around, especially the next 2 days, but they're not going to be here all the time. So that's something to kind of keep in mind as we go through the forecast. That scattered means scattered, and that's something that we sometimes start to forget. For today, a lot of the showers and storms in the Carolinas have been focused along the Carolina coastline and not very much in our area. We've kind of been in a gap. Now, through the evening, it is still possible that we see a couple popping up in our area. But right now, the closest showers to us are out here in the North Carolina mountains, places like Boone and Banner Elk and Grandfather Mountain seeing a little bit of rain. Elsewhere, what are we talking about? Well, maybe just a couple little downpours over here closer to Roxborough, but not really much of anything. So we've been dry. We should have a pretty quiet evening of weather. Temperatures are muggy in the 80s, and that'll be the flavor of the evening as well. Lots of humidity. We can't really shake that, like I said. So where do we go from here? Well, it'll be a very muggy night of weather, and temperatures, well, they're going to respond accordingly. We'll basically stay in the 80s for a while, cooling off only into the mid-70s around midnight and settling down into the low 70s. So kind of what you see is what you get. Over the next couple of hours, not a very high chance of showers, but we could see a couple. Let me back it up. We could see a couple, pop my face on there. We could see a couple of these showers popping up closer to 9 and 10 o'clock this evening, and even into the overnight hours. So that's something that's a possibility as we go into the overnight. And then for tomorrow, the morning should be dry, but the middle of the day and the afternoon, that could be where we start to get a couple of downpours popping up. Never take these computer simulations too seriously. More or less, I just look at them as kind of give us the flavor of the day. Are there a lot of storms or are there a few? Don't focus on, well, gosh, at 1 p.m. it's over High Point versus Lexington. That doesn't matter. The computer is not that skilled at predicting that, and neither are we in the summertime for that matter. On Wednesday, we still see a fair amount of storms popping up, and Thursday, it's a similar boat. Each day, we're going to be looking to the sky and tracking the radar to see where these things are popping up and forming. So you can expect that to continue to be the case. Let's take a look here at a different model. Same opportunity to look at rainfall, just a different opinion. Always good to kind of compare and contrast a little bit. So here's what it has for us this evening. Again, just a chance of anything popping up around midnight. And then tomorrow, it gets things going a little bit earlier. That would be 8 a.m. Here's the middle of the day. There's the evening. You'll notice scattered downpours, kind of part of our day on Tuesday. On Wednesday, not quite as many of those, so maybe a lower chance for rain on Wednesday than we initially thought. But either way, the next few days will have scattered downpours as part of our forecast. But just keep in mind, it's never going to rain all the time, and it is not going to be a washout week. Temperatures tomorrow could be a little cooler as a result of cloudiness and that chance for scattered rain. Right around the low 80s should be expected for your highs tomorrow. Part of the reason for this is we have low pressure that's setting up and spinning to our west. That's going to allow for these showers and storms to kind of pop up and do their thing the next couple of days. But as we go into the end of the week, that low pressure will kind of fizzle out, and that leaves us with less chance for rain Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. So if you're curious and you're wondering about the Wyndham tournament here in town, I think they'll get it in. There might have to be a stoppage of play every now and then, but overall, they should have opportunity to get that game in. Get the rounds in. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday should be overall okay. Just might have an adjustment here or there. All told, we could pick up about 1 to 2 inches of rain by the end of the week and into early next week. Here's some good news. This is brand new. Earlier today, NOAA, they released their outlook for the next couple of months. So over the next 3 months, could we end the drought? They're saying we actually could. So it's expected that wetter than average weather over the next 3 months, so we're talking about between now and between November, we could see decent rainfall. And in that time frame, you could either end the drought or at least improve the drought. So those are things that we'll be tracking for you every week, every month, going toward the end of the year. Let's hope so. We have done some homework the last couple of weeks. We've kind of done our part, pitched in, so to speak. Let's see if that continues. El Nino should help us out a little bit. In the tropics, nothing is going on right now. However, by the weekend, we might watch off the coast of the southeast at least a little bit. There's some opportunity that there might be a little bit of a coastal low that develops and shakes out by the time Saturday rolls around. I'm not that optimistic on it, but it is something that we'll at least keep an eye on by Saturday and Sunday. Overall, hurricane season remains basically asleep right now, even though as we go into August, things tend to be a little bit more busy. Here's your forecast. I have us in the low 80s tomorrow, partly due to the fact that, well, we just have more cloudiness and a better chance of showers and storms. By the middle and end of the week, that's when we warm up a little bit, with still a good chance of a couple storms each afternoon, even though it's not a washout. That's your forecast. We're coming right back in just about 2 minutes.